coaches taking a bite, serving up truth day or night, crunching the flavors, breaking it down. The realest reviews in Foodie Town. Critical Coaches Food Reviews.
All right, back with Critical Coaches Food Review, another recipe review. I videotaped this one already, but I had my microphone turned off. So when it's plugged in and turned off, there's zero sound. So I have to redo it. The problem is I already made the chicken and the marinade for this recipe. So we'll go over that. I'll show it to you. And then the rest of it's pretty much just cooking the chicken on skewers. It's chicken souvlaki is the recipe. I apologize. And the reason this recipe came about was me and my wife have a date night book where you scratch off what your next date's going to be. And the most recent one was we had to go to a bookstore, pick a cooking book, and then have a total stranger in the bookstore pick out a recipe from that book, and we'd have to cook with it. And we can either take a picture of the recipe or buy the book. We bought the book. The bookstore was Second and Charles, something like that, but it was $10. So the recipe she picked out was chicken souvlaki. This is the book. So what's for dinner? 100 solutions, and there are actually really good recipes in here. I'm uploading at the same time I upload this one, the lamb vindaloo recipe from the book. It's actually chicken vindaloo in the book, but we switched it to lamb because anytime I've had vindaloo, it's been lamb. Came out pretty good. You'll see that video if you watch my videos. But for the time being, I'm gonna go over the recipe here for the marinade that we've already done. I apologize. It was done on video, but couldn't use that video. So it's 10 full garlic cloves crushed. It's a lot of garlic. With 4 sprigs of oregano, a sprig of fresh rosemary, teaspoon of paprika, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper, quarter cup olive oil, quarter cup of dry white wine or cooking wine, and 2 tablespoons fresh lemon juice. They say you can put it in a food processor. I used just a regular blender that we used to make our smoothies with, and it came out just fine. So we're going to go grab it out of the fridge. It says to marinate for approximately 2 hours or 2 hours. We've had it sitting in here for going on 4.5 hours now. I'm sure that more is not worse. So it's just in a plastic bag. So you can see some of the rosemary and cilantro in there and the seasoning. Sorry about that. We flipped it once already. I'm about to flip it again. And then we'll put it back in the fridge. And then what we have in front of us as well, you make a tzatziki sauce with it, which is a full cup of full fat yogurt, 3/4 of a cup of cucumber that has been peeled, seeded, and then minced, and then the lemon juice of a lemon wedge. It comes out to about tablespoon and a half, and that's it. That's the yogurt sauce, the tzatziki sauce that you're going to serve with it. And then it's going to come with a bunch of vegetables that I'm about to. I'm not going to do it on camera. You guys don't need to be. I'm not a professional chef, so you need to be watching me cut. Let's see, 2 tomatoes, a half onion, and 2 cucumbers. They're just to serve with the chicken. You're also going to serve warm pita bread with it. And so I guess the goal is, it's Mediterranean. You would use the pita bread to pull the chicken off the skewer with the tzatziki sauce. And then, I don't know, in North America, I think we would take the tomato and the cucumber and the onion, the sides, and put it on the pita bread, almost make like a pocket sandwich, almost like a taco with it. We'll see how the kids eat it. So the next step is I'm going to cut up the vegetables, and then we'll get on the grill. We'll include you as part of the cooking process. Hopefully my wife makes a cameo at some point, because we're supposed to be doing this together as far as date night. So she'll have to be part of it at some point. Anyway, so we'll catch you in a little bit. I apologize for not doing the marinade with the right sound. I didn't want to put a video out there with no sound. Yeah, and then I'm not going to show you heating up the pita bread. Put it in the oven, put it in the microwave. Just make sure it's warm enough to be pliable, and then serve it with the tzatziki sauce and the vegetables. The chicken we're going to grill on our smoker, but with the open flame that we usually use to reverse sear stuff. It says 450 degrees, about 8 minutes. That seems really high, especially for a smoker type grill. So we'll probably drop that down to about 400. We'll definitely cook it to 165. And as soon as it hits 165, and we'll use our thermometer in there, we'll pull it so that the chicken meat doesn't dry. It uses all white meat, like boneless, skinless chicken breast. So it could dry pretty quickly, even with the marinade. I forgot that part. It was 2.5 pounds of skinless, boneless chicken breasts cut up and cubed to where they're going to go on a skewer. So you know how big pieces you want to put on a skewer, and that's how big you're going to cube them. All right, before I ramble too much more without anything to show you, we'll get back to, I'm not going to watch cut up vegetables, but once they're done, we'll show you the serving platter. And then we'll give you your honest feedback on how the food came out. It won't just be me. It'll be me and the family. All right, see you then. So we have the chicken skewers, the chicken souvlaki on the grill. I put them on at 250. It says 450. I'll keep heating it up till about 450. I got my thermometer in, set for 165. So we'll get a quick beep when it gets up to 165. I have a funny feeling that because the chicken pieces are so small that the thermometer is not going to really work. So I end up pulling it. Matter of fact, you know what? I just realized it's showing 156 now, and the pieces just went on raw. So we'll do without the thermometer, and we'll just keep coming back out here and checking it. And when it's ready, we'll set it up with the veggie platter. We'll show you what the presentation looks like, along with the pita bread and the tzatziki sauce. And then my family is going to dig in to our date night meal and give you some feedback, honest feedback. This is the final product. We did have to shift course on the skewers. They started on the grill for about a good 10-15 minutes, and then typical Mississippi in the middle of summer, we got a downpour. I had to get them off the grill. We finished them in the oven. The tzatziki sauce, pita bread, we're about to dig in, and then I'll give you some honest feedback on how the recipe came out. All right, final honest review. Everyone gave it a thumbs up. I think the process of moving it from the grill to the oven kind of dried the chicken out, which is easy to do with white skinless, boneless chicken breast. So I'm not going to blame the recipe on that. Everything tasted good. It was good. I'm not a big chicken fan. I ate 2 skewers with pita, with all the fixins, the cucumber and tomato, onion, and the tzatziki sauce. Everyone enjoyed it. That's 4 for 4. I'd give this one an 8. I know yesterday, or the last video, I gave the vindaloo a 7. This one I'd give it 8 out of 10. I think we agree.
You gave it out of 7?
Yeah. My daughter's not questioning my 7 out of 10 because she doesn't eat vindaloo a lot. So I was comparing it to restaurant quality vindaloo, so that's why I got a 7. But if you made it at home, you'd enjoy it. So if you want to give it an 8, that's cool. She really enjoyed it. You'll have to get at least 1. I had to do that because this is our date night recipe. So that was my wife, who you've seen on other videos. Anyways, that's Critical Coaches Food Reviews, recipe review number 2, Chicken Souvlaki, from that book that I showed earlier in the video. So it was $10 where we bought it. It'd be worth a lot more than that. So far, 2 for 2, the recipes have been good. Till next time, please subscribe if you like, give some feedback, and we'll talk to you next time.